What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we've got an update coming on Donald Trump's VP selection, guys. I know there's been tons of speculation as to who is going to be that running mate, especially in the past few months. Tucker Carlson, Kristi Noem, we got Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Most recently we had Vivek Ramaswamy on the New Hampshire campaign trail. He kicked it off with Vivek Ramaswamy, a huge endorsement after he had just dropped out of the presidential race, guys. We all just knew it was going to be Vivek Ramaswamy based on that rally, based on, the crowd presence in that rally. We just heard them chanting at the end of Vivek's speech. All we heard was VP, VP. The crowd was roaring, guys. So I just knew it had to be Vivek. All signs were pointing there, but in this next clip, the signs are pointing elsewhere, guys. We've got a new candidate on our hands. Excited to get into the clip and see exactly who Trump may be picking. So we're gonna get straight into it, and I'll get my thoughts on the back end, guys. So definitely stick around to the end so you guys get my thoughts on the back end. Also, so YouTube push this video out, definitely stick around to the end, you guys. But let's get straight off into it, guys. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys smash that like button. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button, guys, and also hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Elise Stefanik, VP. Get used to that, because I believe that's who Trump has picked. I'm going to make the case for it, not only for why I believe Trump picked her, but why I believe she's revealing that she's been picked, and why she is an impressive, the best candidate for vice president. Let me make my case. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TeNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Let's go. First, NBC, quote, "She's a killer. Trump eyes Rep. Elise Stefanik as a potential VP pick." There she is. The former president has spoken highly of New York Congresswoman, and his allies say she's high on the list of vice presidential prospects. Now, I do believe Trump has not told anyone. I believe he has only told Elise. That's when Rep. Elise Stefanik, the hard-charging upstate New York Republican, came up, according to a person at the dinner table. So this is about a private dinner about Elise Stefanik. Attendees around Trump raved about her viral moment just weeks before, when she grilled 3 university presidents at a congressional hearing about anti-Semitism on campus. So I have to show you this footage. This is her grilling Claudine Gay, diversity hire pick to be the president of Harvard.
Our commitment to
It's
free
a yes
speech.
or no question. Is that corrected? Is that okay for students to call for the mass murder of African Americans at Harvard? Is that protected free speech?
Our commitment to free speech.
It's a yes or no
extends.
question.
She knows how to talk back to these liberal apparatchiks. You shut them down. Just watch this, how Stefanik, how well she will be able to navigate the postmodern, woke, BS language where they make you feel like you're going to human resources. She turns it around and just snaps it off at her.
What action has been taken against students who are harassing and calling for the genocide of Jews on Harvard's campus?
I know that over the last couple of months, there has been an alarming rise of anti-Semitism, which I understand is the critical topic that we are here to discuss.
That's correct. It is anti-Jewish hate crimes. And Harvard ranks the lowest when it comes to protecting Jewish students. This is why I've called for your resignation, and your testimony today, not being able to answer with moral clarity, speaks volumes. I yield back.
And she resigned. She's no longer the president of Harvard. Elise Stefanik, 39-year-old kid from New York. She's impressive. Can you imagine her having a vice presidential debate with Kamala Harris? Oh, it would be horrible. It would be a bloodbath. At the thought of Stefanik as a possible choice of vice president, Trump nodded approvingly at this dinner. "She's a killer," Trump said, according to the person at the event. Ever since then, Trump and a growing group of allies have started to look more closely at Stefanik as a running mate, according to 8 people familiar with the matter, including people in Trump's orbit. Stefanik fundraising bundlers, and former Trump administration officials. So they're all coming to the same conclusion. That's why I'm calling it now. At the time, the 39-year-old Congresswoman was at the crest of a wave of national publicity after taking the top leaders of Harvard, the University of Pennsylvania, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Their answers to the question, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your college's rules of bullying and harassment, eventually resulted in two of them resigning and brought a firestorm of criticism on the schools. She changed academia forever. One person, 39-year-old woman. But Stefanik was on Trump's radar long before that hearing because she possesses one of the key attributes he's looking for in a 2024 running mate, loyalty. That, mixed with her ability to drive the news on key issues, may be the irresistible mix for a vice presidential pick. Stefanik is at the top, said Steve Bannon, who was Trump's chief strategist in the White House and architect of his 2016 strategy. On Wednesday, after the story was published, Stefanik announced she would be campaigning with Trump in New Hampshire. He's taking her for a trial run. And of course, she's been by his side in many campaign events, but he really needs New Hampshire. And she's the girl who's going to help him go against Haley, who's top tier threat in New Hampshire, and Trump's going to stomp her.
Nikki Haley will never secure the border. She doesn't believe in the secure borders. She can't believe in them. She actually opposed my border wall, and she was out of all of a sudden she's opposing the wall. I say, what the hell is going on? She's actually opposing it because she's basically, as you see, when you have all of those Democrats coming in to vote, I don't know that she's a Democrat, but she's very close. She's far too close for you. She condemned the things we were doing with the wall, and yet we had the greatest border, the safest border we've ever had. 2016, she stabbed the Republican Party in the back by siding with Barack Hussein Obama.
She's come a long way, and now she's really, really with us. Trump said during a lunch in the spring of 22, according to a source familiar with his comments, adding, she was kind of with us before, but she's really with us now. Stefanik declined to comment on whether she would be interested in being President Trump's running mate, telling NBC News that she was focusing on her role in Congress, which is what you'd say if you were picked. Quote, I'm not going to get into any of my conversations with President Trump. I'm honored to call him a friend. I'm proud to be the first member of Congress to have endorsed his reelection, and he had a huge win in Iowa. So we're very excited about that, she said. She was first to endorse Trump. I think she knew then. Here she is on Meet the Press. Watch this. This is what separates her from a Mike Pence.
Would you vote to certify, and will you vote to certify the results of the 2024 election, no matter what they show?
Well, I voted not to certify the state of Pennsylvania because, as we saw in Pennsylvania and other states across the country, that there was unconstitutional acts circumventing the state legislature and unilaterally changing election law.
What about 2024? What about 2024?
We will see if this is a legal and valid election. What we're seeing so far is that Democrats are so desperate, they're trying to remove President Trump from the ballot. That is a suppression of the American people, and the Supreme Court is taking that case up in February. That should be a 9-0 to allow President Trump to appear on the ballot, because that's the American people's decision to make this November.
She's making the winning argument here that the real problem with the election was that they unconstitutionally changed the rules long before the election. Not what happened on election night, if you know what I mean.
The matter is, of course, halted pending that appeal, as you say. But just to be very clear, I don't hear you committed to certifying the election results. Will you only commit to certify the results if former President Trump wins? Does that mean if former President Trump wins?
No, it means if they are constitutional. What we saw in 2020 was unconstitutional circumventing of the Constitution, not going through state legislatures when it comes to changing election law. And we're seeing this in my home state of New York, Kristen. We are seeing Democrats try to steal the election and illegally gerrymander congressional districts that we fairly won and are fair line. So I see this at a very local level, as well as the unconstitutional overreach we saw at the national level in 2020.
Boom. She just made the best case for Trump. And wait till you see what she's doing in New York, because she's been hitting Jack Smith. Stefanik's loyalty is out in the open, including in an interview this month with NBC's Meet the Press. And it's a stark contrast with Mike Pence, who became a target of Trump and his supporters after he refused to go along with Trump's plan to deny Joe Biden's 2020 presidential election victory. Stefanik, on the other hand, has been known for years in Congress as one of the lead crusaders defending Trump. She served on Trump's impeachment defense team in 2019 and backed his efforts to overturn the 2020 election that led to January 6th attack on the Capitol. Quote, well, I, of course, would be honored to serve in any capacity in the Trump administration, Stefanik said. Stefanik also attracted attention for the interview when she echoed the president's language, calling January 6 defendants hostages. She is agreeing with him on his terms. On Wednesday, Rep. Dan Goldman, Democrat New York, announced he would file a resolution to censure Stefanik, a move that could make her even more popular with Trump's base. And it's true. This was yesterday.
A few hours ago, New York Democratic Congressman Daniel Goldman introduced a resolution to censure his fellow New Yorker, the fourth most powerful Republican in the House, Elise Stefanik, for comments like this one.
Do you think that the people who stormed the Capitol should be held responsible to the full extent of the law?
I have concerns about the treatment of January 6 hostages. I have concerns. We have a role in Congress of oversight over our treatments of prisoners.
Hostages. She called them hostages.
In this display of allegiance, including her refusal to certify an unconstitutional presidential election in 2020 and potentially in 2024, that showcased the New York representative's skill at seizing moments to advance Trump's interests and dispatch his enemies, and have apparently vaulted her ahead of the competition. That is according to woke media. The December dinner wasn't the first time that Trump brought up Stefanik, both as a loyal confidant and a possible VP candidate, according to another person who has attended past events involving both of them. Quote, what Trump has consistently remarked about is how good she'd be as a VP, this person explained. So Trump's already privately been talking about her as VP and your next president after Trump. Trump has long talked about Stefanik's prospects for higher office, telling attendees at a Mar-a-Lago fundraiser 2 years ago, attending by Stefanik, after 2024, she could be the next president, confirmed the chairman of Conservative Party of New York State, Jerry Gassar. So Trump is serious about setting her up for the next win, about her being an incredibly powerful ally. In recent months, Stefanik has gone after the presidential judge in the New York civil fraud case against Trump. Good. Called the Attorney General Merrick Garland to investigate the former president's fixer, Michael Cohen, and filed a complaint against the federal judge who supervised the grand jury for special counsel Jack Smith's indictment of Trump. So she's also hitting Jack Smith. Trump needs an ally in New York. She could also reverse that whole order that's kicking his business out of New York. Stefanik brings obviously incredible talents by many levels from the House and knowing how to defend President Trump and the MAGA movement, Bannon said. And most importantly, she knows how to play what I call the unforgiving moment, when you have to make that decision and go all in, because the woke monsters will never forgive Elise Stefanik for throwing in with Trump. So she's all in, and I believe he's already picked her. Trump already says he has picked his vice president. I believe he's already picked her. Of course, you won't find out until the convention this summer.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Doug in Exile. Definitely going to be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below for those who want to go over there and check that out. Just for you guys to go over there and show our friend Doug some love. Hate to say this is a major plot twist, but this one was a twist of itself, guys. Elise Stefanik coming out as Trump's VP, guys. I can definitely see this. I've been seeing a couple comments floating around Elise Stefanik, guys. Up in New York, she's been doing very great work, showing that she's a true America First patriot and a very, very close ally of Trump. And this has been before, Trump has even announced his re-election efforts, guys. She was already endorsing Trump, guys, saying that she stands behind him, has been defending him from the start, saying that, on J6, there were hostages held in the Capitol, guys. And MSNBC did not like that, guys. Just her courage alone, to go on MSNBC to meet the press and say there were hostages held on J6, guys, just shows that, she is the one. She could definitely fit or mesh well with Donald Trump. the New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has already shown herself to be backing and supporting Trump, guys, just based off the work she's been doing in New York alone, guys, going after, Letitia James' civil fraud case, attacking the grand judge that, endorsed Jack Smith's case to bring about against Trump. She's just doing, God's work, trying to, be an angel of a sort, blanket Trump and make sure that he is going to be all right. I was really leaning more towards a Tucker Carlson, a Kristi Noem, or a Vivek Ramaswamy. But I mean, the way Elise Stefanik has, went up to bat for Trump time and time again, how could he not, return the favor and put her in that spot and set her up to succeed? This is the right thing to do. She's been scratching his back for quite some time now. I think it's time for Trump to turn around, or let her turn around in a sense and scratch her back. I feel like this was one of the most pleasant plot twists we've seen in some time now. America First Patriot, coming forth, emerging out the shadows and showing, she's been doing God's work in the background, supporting Trump and going up to bat, trying to make sure that he is in that seat in 2024. Guys, definitely wouldn't be upset if Trump came out this summer and said that Elise Stefanik is who he's going to roll with. I mean, it's the right thing to do, you guys. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on Elise Stefanik, guys. Good or bad? Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys smash that like button. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy. Also, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one week.